Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over during suns.
Hi, my name's Dalton Hanes, 15-year-old party driver, Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm his brother. I'm Roman. I'm 19, also Greensboro, North Carolina, and I work on his go-karts. We're at the IAME Grand Nationals in Mooresville, North Carolina, Oak Brook Place. Essentially, the biggest race in the United States of America for karting. We spent every penny we have to get here.
This is the
First lap, just clocked his way up to 6th, and Dalton Hanes, again, North Carolina kid, the all-white Tony kart. He's an unsponsored, underfunded driver, does not get to run with the rest of these guys on the full national calendar. Up to the top of the boards here in qualifying, 47.689. What a good run here for Dalton Hanes in the number 17.
Well, my name is Sergio Campos. I am originally from Brazil, and I have been working go-karts since 2012 here in the United States. And I have the pleasure to meet with Dalton and Roman. Everybody can see the talents they have and how good they are and how involved in motorsports. It always was a pleasure to work with the kids, and I think they are going to have a big future in motorsports.
In qualifying, we went out and got up into 3rd and then set a pretty fast lap to get P1. So the heat race today, and then there's 2 heats tomorrow, and I get to start first place in all 3 of them. I'm more pumped that I'm racing against the top guys in the nation right now. This is my 3rd race in X30 Senior, and my first ever national race in X30 Senior.
It's just all out fighting. Braden Eves is in a massive battle with Dalton Hanes. Hanes has got a messed up side pod. Now is Dalton Hanes, your pole sitter, all the way off the racetrack in turn number 3. Great recovery drive for Dalton Hanes to come back to the field. He's gone purple at a 48 flat.
The first heat, I got taken out in the first lap, and then went back from 1st down to 22nd, and moved my way back up from 22nd to 8th.
Y'all go over to Paulie and tell him this. I already talked to Paulie. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I just want to focus on tomorrow, okay? All right, I made the transfer spot. I got it back up to 8. That's what I need.
I can go find. I'll find out through the grapevine.
This is the 3rd time this year he's taken me out.
So, I mean, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know about all that, but don't push a bad position. You know what I mean?
That's what he was saying though. Like he said, he let out of it.
Oh, I couldn't tell from where I was.
And
that's what I come down here to tell you was great job of taking a bad situation.
Yeah, keeping your composure.
Putting your head back on and driving yourself back as far forward as you can. Don't let any of that affect you. Drive yourself further up. You got plenty of sessions to do it.
Yeah.
I'm Roland Hanes Jr. I'm Roman and Dalton's father. Right now, I'm actually calling you from Anacortes, Washington. When the boys first started at Victory Lane Indoor Karting, you know, Roman was the person that was out in front. He was like 10 years old and Dalton was like 6. The 2 of them got really good. Eventually, it got to the point of where the only person that could beat Roman was Dalton in the last youth league. Sergio and Roman became kindred spirits. They both loved the mechanical aspect of tuning the karts. Roman and I talked about it one day, and Roman said, well, you know, he loves the mechanical aspect of it, so he started tuning the karts for both of them. Most of the time, I don't get to actually see the races whenever they are on the track. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. I had 2 kids that I was paying for. Most people they have a professional tuner and they have 1 child. So even if they've got a strained budget, it's only strained for 1 child. You know, you have to make the money somehow. This is my main run, usually comes from Florida all the way across the country to Anacortes. to afford the racing and all of the other bills that goes along with life, I'm pretty much on the road probably about 50 weeks a year, 48, 50 weeks a year. About the only time that I take vacations now is whenever the truck breaks down. With the two boys racing, it probably comes to about 35 to 40,000 a year. I was asked if I would recommend anybody else spending this kind of money and taking this chance, this big chance. For probably the majority of the people, I would say no. You have to look at, okay, am I being realistic with this, or is this just optimism, or is this me just being foolish? And everything that they've done points to the fact that they can go out there and they can be champions.
He's good. He's not really worried about it. He's like, he has no reason to be.
So where are you at today mentally?
For him or me?
Both.
For him, I'm excited.
For you?
I might not drive today.
No?
Might not. I gotta focus on him. We were only able to afford one good engine, and he got that because he's got a bit of a better shot. So there's no point of wasting money on a part that doesn't or isn't capable of doing too hot. I mean, if he can win this, we can go to a race in Vegas, Super Nats, and we'll also get a ticket to Worlds if he wins this. But if he doesn't win this, we've spent every single fucking penny we have.
Welcome back here to go for the IAME USA Grand National Championship. Heat number 2 set to get underway here very, very soon.
In the second heat, that's what I was trying to talk about, was I got bumped into, went over a curb and popped my chain off. And that was the end of my race.
Sabino gets by, big crash in the back of the field. That's back by the chicane, two drivers stuck together. They'll try and get clear here as your leader at the end of lap 1 is Dalton Hanes with a blacked out Tony kart. Oh no! Dalton Hanes out here in turn number 8, here in heat number 2, and you can see the disappointment for that kid. He's had such a good week so far. It's not over. All the heats are still going to come, but that takes him out of it.
I'm not happy. You jumped the curb 4 laps in a row.
Into it. I didn't jump it that hard before.
Dude. Now you're finishing dead last because you got out of your own head. You got into your own head. You fried the tires. You're blocked.
I didn't fry the tires. I was driving it right.
No, you didn't help because you jumped the curb and popped your chain. That's your fault. That is your fault. Own it. It's okay. No, you're not walking away. We're still talking because I need to know what to do with the go-kart.
Well, first, the race we just did was the heat number 2. Going into the second to last lap, threw a chain. Chain fell off and came to a stop. So I still start first next race, which is the heat number 3.
How you feeling?
Well, pretty mad seeing as how I was in first place and then got my chain falling off. But hopefully I can do good next race, and I'll try to keep a level head for that.
Essentially, karting is an incredibly expensive sport.
But we didn't have the money. We don't have the money, and that's not the point.
That's the other thing. It's like I need another HD axle.
You don't have any MXCs?
No, I don't have any MXCs. We don't have any fucking money.
Go to Car Sport, get 2 10-tooth drivers, then go to RPM and get a set of MXCs.
All right.
And tell Ryan, ask Ryan how much it is, and my dad will send it to him. Okay?
All right.
Say that. Bye. Go. Like now. There's not a single driver here that's not spending over $300,000 to $400,000 a year on car racing, and our budget is at just about $20,000 a year. Everyone else is on professional teams, professional tuners. They got a bunch of different sensors, computers for data, stuff like that. Professional mechanics that have been doing this their whole lives. In the third heat race, I made a mistake.
Oh, Norberg's up. Haynes is off again. Oh my God.
It's horrible to see what happened to Hanes.
I don't want to record this.
The bad weekend goes to worse. Just a rough weekend here for the number 17.
What the fuck happened? You just pop a chain and what?
Yeah, I didn't even hit a curb. Just popped randomly.
I came back to Dalton's cart, I double checked the sets, I double checked the brake, I double checked the water tensioner, I double checked the hub,
So we're now starting the final, pretty close to last. Not great.
It was a rough road getting here. My floor pan scraped, I popped up, came back down, and my chain popped right off right here. It was just, it's different from cars as to where you have suspension and you don't feel anything. Like when you go over bumps in a cart, even the smallest kind of bump, you feel everything. You feel everything.
It was like a fucking gut punch. Like that was fucking on me. Sometimes you just forget shit.
I'm Kelly, I'm Roman and Dalton's mom. Both my boys love racing. Their ultimate goal is Formula One. Their hero in all of Formula One had a very similar story to them. His name is Lewis Hamilton. I mean, their dream is open wheel racing. They started racing at an indoor track that was local in Charlotte here called Victory Lanes Indoor Karting. And even there, Dalton would always be walking up to other kids and trying to coach them and just trying to support them and encourage them. We have always struggled with the finance end of it. Their dad is on the road all the time, making money to pay for the racing. And at one point, you know, we're operating out of a U-Haul trailer where if you see this place, you've got RVs and folks who have the money to have backup chassis and backup engines and backup tires. And we're like in the U-Haul, barely scraping by on a set of used tires. And the boys would get up there and they could show their talent. And they ended up in 5th or 8th, and then a bumper would fall off or a tire would go flat. And it was just so hard for them because they knew they were capable. They would hear it from some of the top tuners, and the top folks here at the track would say, oh, you got what it takes, you can do it, and then the equipment would fail. And so Roman at one point stepped up and started learning. He's just very mechanically inclined. The boy can work any engine. He flips dirt bikes, he tunes the go-karts. He said to his dad, you know, why don't I stop racing and put the money into Dalton? And man, I mean, as a mom, that's just like, wow, you know, he sacrificed his dream for his brother, and that was just, it's just incredible to me that he would do that. And Dalton just drives his tail off, not just because he loves the sport, but because he knows what his brother sacrificed for him. And so, yeah, it's a big deal because, you know, we've got there's a lot of money that goes into racing, and I'm hanging on for today that that their cart holds together and that the kids stay focused and they just do their best and they just show everybody what I already know, and so many people out here know that they have the talent. They just need that shot. I'm just hoping for that today.
Basically, he's not getting paid at all, but doing all of this work for free and then hoping that I make it in motorsports so that he gets paid back of all his money. And of course, he's my brother. I would pay him so much money if I made it, even if he didn't help out in the beginning. But since he is, I'm so appreciative for him.
Well, right now we don't really know what the racetrack's going to do, so I'm getting everything set up for if I have to put on a variety of different setups. I'm not 100% sure yet.
A little bit of a delay here with the rain, although it looks like it was a quick storm. The rain has passed over.
It came in like a tsunami and made the track super wet, made everyone get delayed by about 20 minutes. People got their rain tires on, went out, and about 20-30 minutes later it dried up. It was crazy.
Essentially, if we don't do well, we won't be able to get a ride with a team. We'll be out of money, and pretty much done with racing altogether.
Welcome back here to GoPro Motorplex for the IAME USA Grand National Championship. You don't need a team of engineers. It helps to have guys who know what they're doing, and that's what it's about. But Dalton Hanes and his brother, they've learned trial by fire, and here he goes. Oh, what a pass there. Nicely done. Yeah. Little move there in turn number 1. And again, this kid, him and his brother, you know, they're working together. You see them down late night over by their garage, working on
another fast lap too. Yeah. Oh yeah. 48-0.
Yeah, he's super fast.
The kid who really was one of the biggest stories over the weekend, Dalton Hanes, privateer, scored the pole in qualifying, rough heat 1, DNF heat 2, heat 3, stays with it, put your head down, and went 18th to P3 here in the main event.
18th to 3rd, fast lap every single fucking lap.
Man, what an awesome drive here this weekend. He's got to go to the podium, 3rd place in X30 Senior Pro. What a story this weekend, your pole award winner, Dalton Hanes.